still completely preserved all the columns, surround and all the walls. On both sides you're looking at original material. Diocletian was obsessed and in love with Egypt. That's why he went down there for a war. He won the war and decided to take back home some souvenirs. Total 54 columns and 13 sphinxes. Each column that you see around weighs approximately 6 tons or around 12,000 pounds approximately. They could place 2 columns on one ship, and it took them total 10 months to ship everything from Aswan, Egypt to this palace here. Somewhere along the way they lost 4 columns, so they stopped in Macedonia, stole 4 white ones, put them on those ships, continued and brought them here and placed them at the beginning of the square. They were worried if Diocletian finds out that 4 columns are missing, someone might freak out and he would give some orders to kill them publicly. That's why they told to him that this is no new, unique design. No one else had this before him. He bought the story and luckily no one got killed. But when it comes to Diocletian killing people, everything started with him declaring himself as son of Jupiter. He said that he is son of Jupiter, that he is immortal. If you don't believe in him, you have to die. Things were quite okay while he was still in Rome ruling with the empire. People would practice other religions secretly. There were no problems related to that. But then Diocletian retired, started living in this palace, and he noticed that although he is retired, he still has power. He can control anyone around this area. But then problems started. He said that he is son of supreme God, that he is immortal, but paid for this huge mausoleum. People started asking questions. Why would you construct a mausoleum if you are immortal? You don't need this. And then Diocletian, to keep everyone quiet, he decided to kill every single person that is not officially, if people are not officially pagans, if they don't accept his religion, they have to die. At the same time, this new religion called Christianity started to come to this area. People were converting overnight. And that's when Diocletian decided to put an end to everything. He started prosecuting them. 2 bishops were killed first. Dominius was taken to amphitheater, killed publicly in front of 20,000 people. Second one, Anastasius, got a millstone around his neck and they threw him into the river. It was still not enough. He would kill between 50 and 60 persons every single day in that amphitheater until one day he discovered that his only wife and his only daughter converted to Christianity and were practicing this religion right here in the middle of the palace. When he heard the news, you can only imagine what happened. He returned back here, immediately gave orders to kill them both on peristyle, right on this square in front of everyone in the palace, to send the message that he is the boss. If you don't listen to him, you have to die. It created this huge opposite effect. He hoped that people will return back to paganism. That never happened. Everyone suddenly wanted a revenge, and the only thing they had to do is to sit down and survive. Diocletian at that time was 73 years old. Today 73 is like second puberty, second teenage years. Back then it was impossible to reach it. Still, he reached the age of 73. No one knows how he died. When he died, we only know the year, 316, which means 11 years after he moved into the palace. His body was taken to his mausoleum. He was inside for some 2 weeks, and then Christians invaded everything, took out his body, threw him into the Adriatic Sea, and said from now on, this is Roman Catholic Church. And to answer your question, how he died, no one has any idea because his body was never found. 3 theories exist. He was either murdered, it was maybe a suicide, or it was natural death. We will never know. I vote for natural death. He was 73 in 4th century. It was very old, so it's probably what happened. He was suffering from arthritis, but the point is his palace was converted into a city as this huge revenge. They started with his mausoleum, and slowly they started taking down all the walls, taking down all the houses, official walls of the palace, and started moving in as squatters, and eventually it became a city. And now from this point we will walk towards North Gate. We're going to take Main Street that leads us directly over there, and we slowly walk through the remaining part of the palace. Let's go.